Good morning and welcome. This is an exciting day for this part of the city of St. Louis specifically, but for the city and the region generally. Before we go forward, I'd please ask Father Mark to come up and give us an invocation.
Good morning. Once again, welcome to the Polish Heritage Center here at St. Stanislaus Church. This church has been a integral part of North St. Louis neighborhood for over 125 years. Not only in our role as a spiritual home for many of our neighbors, but also through education, social justice ministries, and also thus social events. And even though some of us still speak with a Polish thick accent, what we do want to accent in our ministries the values of the gospel, which is inclusion, equality, and diversity. For this, we have been standing here for 125 years, dare I say, in health and in sickness, and we continue to stand for generations to come. With this in mind, I welcome all our esteemed guests. Make yourself home, and if you wish to see the church, I will open it for you after the conference. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Father. My name is Sandra Moore. I'm president of Urban Strategies. I lead part of the team that brings us here today, and it is a wonderful team. The City of St. Louis, McCormick Barron Salazar, Urban Strategies, and a host of partners who we will thank over and over again before we leave here today. Very quickly, if the leaders from McCormick Barron Salazar would stand. I see Vince and Richard here in the house. If you'd stand and just turn around and let everybody see you. I've got three things to do today. One is celebrate, two is to celebrate, and three is to keep us on time. But those are our partners who've been at this a very, very long time. And as I said, we will get to our host of partners toward the end. If you didn't hear me, I have three things to do: celebrate, and keep us on time. In that regard, I am going to bring up our next speaker. She's an amazing woman in a time of amazing women. It is our U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill. She's the first woman in Missouri to take that senatorial seat back in 2007. She's held it for the last 9 years. Prior to that, she was a state auditor, and prior to that, she was a strong Jackson County prosecutor. I've known her for years and admired her for every one of those. She works hard for the things that we care about. Senator McCaskill.
Good morning. Listen, this is a day, as Sandy said, to celebrate. And I am honored to have the opportunity to introduce a very special guest that we have here in St. Louis. Let me begin his introduction by saying that Secretary Castro understands that his job is not about building buildings. For way too long in this country, we saw our challenges of housing. We thought they could be met by building buildings. And what we left out of that equation was people who were going to live in those buildings and services that would be needed by those people and neighborhoods that could envelop those people and schools and jobs. And that's what's so special about St. Louis's application. It was so competitive because it represented a combined look at the quality of life for individuals and what we can do to not just put up a nice building, but to fill it with people who are engaged in the community and hopeful and can find a good job, find good schools, get the training they need. It is this approach that makes Secretary Castro a very special Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. He learned this, he's smart enough to know it anyway, but he learned it as mayor of San Antonio when he led a number of projects with this same kind of emphasis, not just rebuilding downtown, but revitalizing downtown in San Antonio. And you can see his handiwork in San Antonio, even though he left the mayorship of San Antonio to take this job, and we are very glad he did. Now, the auditor in me likes it because this is a very efficient leader. He doesn't waste your money. He is careful. And I think the fact that we were able to leverage so much money against the federal money made a difference to somebody who is very careful with money. He's been dynamic, he's been efficient, he's been effective. I know our country has really benefited from his leadership. I'm very proud to call him a friend. Please welcome Secretary Castro.
Good morning, St. Louis. Good morning. It is fantastic to be here. First of all, let me just thank Senator McCaskill. Let's give her a round of applause. Y'all have a fantastic champion for St. Louis and for Missouri in D.C. Thank you, Senator McCaskill. I also want to thank Governor Nixon and Mayor Slay and Congressman Clay and all of our public servants. Let's give them a big round of applause for their great work. And Alderwoman Hubbard. I don't want to forget our Alderwoman. Well, I also want to give a shout out to Sandy Moore, Esther Shin, Richard Barron, Vincent Bennett, and all the amazing folks at Urban Strategies and McCormick Barron Salazar for their great work. Congratulations. As well as Lucendia Smith and all the members of this community. Give yourselves a round of applause for the fantastic work that is happening in this area. You know, I'm very proud to work for a man that I'm convinced is going to go down as one of the finest presidents in United States history, Barack Obama. And in this administration, we recognize that a neighborhood is not just a collection of houses, that it ought to be a launching pad for opportunity. And so we believe that our neighborhoods need thriving businesses that boost the local economy, that they need quality schools that allow our children to reach their full potential, that they need grocery stores and healthcare centers that help build the health and well-being of residents. We believe that the future belongs to those cities that connect the dots of quality of life. And the local leaders and state leaders here in St. Louis and our federal partners believe that as well. The near north side of St. Louis is on a roll with the Promise Zone, NGA, the Byrne Criminal Justice Grant, and today I'm pleased to announce that the near north side of St. Louis has been awarded a nearly $30 million grant as part of HUD's Choice Neighborhoods Implementation Grant. Congratulations. Congratulations. Y'all did great work. Congratulations. Now, this grant is going to support nearly 700 new units of affordable housing and mixed income housing. Local leaders here on the north side, the near north side, are going to use our implementation grant to transform their own homegrown vision of big picture quality of life investment. This grant is also going to jumpstart the local economy by making it easier for small businesses and homeowners to get loans to help them achieve their biggest dreams. The grant has already attracted nearly $77 million in additional public and private investments, a number that we're confident is only going to increase over the years. I just want to take a moment to congratulate everybody who helped work on this project. Y'all deserve a lot of applause. And I know that at the end of the day, we're going to measure our progress not by the number of dollars invested, but by the number of lives improved. by the additional number of young people that are able to graduate from high school and then go on to college and reach their dreams, the folks who live a healthier life, seniors who are truly able to live out their golden years in comfort in a good neighborhood. In a few weeks, this administration is going to come to an end, but I know that the great partnerships that have been established and the work and the legacy that has been part of it, work that you are doing, is going to go on and change lives for many years to come. Felicidades. Congratulations.
I told you, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Thank you, Secretary Castro. It is our honor to accept this award, and on behalf of all of our partners, I can assure you that we will do exceedingly well everything that is expected. At this time, I'd like to bring up the next speaker very quickly, but he's been a long-serving civil servant in the most honorable way. That's Honorable William Lacy Clay, Jr. Just quickly, you should notice that he has been our U.S. Representative for the 1st Congressional District for 16 years, relentlessly, tirelessly fighting on our behalf. Prior to that, he served for 17 years in both chambers of the State House. So this is a gentleman who has generally put his boots on the ground where his mouth and his heart is, and that is serving the people of the great state of Missouri and the city of St. Louis. State Representative.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And Mr. Secretary, it's always an honor to welcome you back to our congressional district. And I want to thank Mayor Slade, Governor Nixon, and everyone at Urban Strategies, and all of our key partners for supporting everything that we did at the federal level to make this Choice Neighborhood Grant possible. This $29.5 million, or as you say, $30 million, federal investment will allow us to plan and build a neighborhood bridge of new sustainable development, connecting the near north side with downtown, the new NGA headquarters that will rise just next door at the corner of Jefferson and Cass, and the near north side is a special place with an amazing history, incredible development potential, and a wealth of human capital just waiting for a spark to help us leverage private development dollars to not only restore over 600 units of affordable housing at Preservation Square, but to also create exciting new neighborhood energy that will generate jobs, small business opportunity, and support services to help low and moderate income families build brighter futures. And most importantly, this grant will help reconnect a truly historic neighborhood with downtown St. Louis. Let me say that this is somewhat of a bittersweet moment for me because I have two excellent partners that I've worked with for decades, and this is probably our last official function, Mayor Slay and Governor Nixon. We have truly partnered on big or small issues, whether it was NGA, whether it was voting rights, whether it was bringing resources to better education, whether it was getting a Promise Zone designation. I am truly grateful to them for the partnership and the friendship that we have developed over the years, and I'm certain that this won't be the last time we come together on behalf of this community, but this is the last time they will come with me in an official capacity, and they are turning the page in their career. So thank you both for your service. And Mr. Secretary, on behalf of the citizens that I'm honored to represent, I owe you and your boss a tremendous thank you because of what your team at HUD has accomplished and because of President Obama's bold and unwavering commitment to reclaiming and restoring urban America, our nation, our state, and this community is much stronger. Together with your help, we have finally made a new beginning in North St. Louis, and I want to salute President Obama and you for never giving up, never giving in, and always believing that great things are possible in St. Louis. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you, Congressman Clay. And as I started with, we deeply appreciate you. I'd like next to call to the stage the Honorable Jeremiah J. Nixon, the governor of our great state of Missouri. And I have to keep all this short, but it's hard when our leaders have done such phenomenal work. And sometimes you know of the work, and other times you know the work. I actually served in Governor Mel Carnahan's first cabinet with this gentleman when he was Attorney General of the state. And he was awesome then. Didn't necessarily see the spark of governorship in his eye, but it was obviously there. And he's been a great governor for the state of Missouri for 8 years. And as our congressman indicated, he's coming to the end, but we want to just say thank you so much, Governor, and please take the podium.
Thank you very much. I do have 28 days left. I would warn everybody that at the conclusion of those 28 days, one of the great things that's going to happen is I'm going to get back fully my First Amendment rights. So the speed governor with which I've had to operate rhetorically over the last 30 years is going to come off. And you can rest well assured, Congressman and Mayor, that deep in my heart is a abiding passion for this community and the need to work together to make sure that we build back and give opportunities to kids and to this community. And today is an incredibly important milestone in that. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I mean, this $30 million grant is another concrete step forward and another example of the unprecedented state, local, and federal collaboration that will transform a distressed area into a vibrant hub of economic innovation. The reason I say that unprecedented, on the NGA piece of this, which is vitally important to how this whole thing comes together, folks work together from all parts of our state. And as most people involved in the deal know, the state of Missouri had, as far as public dollars, the most dollars in that NGA. So people from around the state, not just regional folks, not just folks that live in St. Louis or local state representatives or senators, the resources we were able to put to bear there were a statewide investment. And I think that is an incredibly good signal as to the importance of this community and the commitment of our state and the people of our state to walk hand in hand to make sure that the future of St. Louis is brighter than it's ever been. Now, as I close out 30 years of public service, I've been taking a couple seconds just to reflect on all that I've learned from the people I've had the pleasure to serve. And I will tell you, it's been quite a trip. But I've learned that when good people put aside their differences and work together, good things happen. I told somebody that I have, as governor, tried to take the high road on issues and on discussions because there's a lot less traffic up there. But I just say that the people in front of you here today, a long history of Secretary Castro and his own community, a continuing broadening respect not only in our country but around the world for his expertise. Mayor Slay, who I see these two guys. I grew up, a young state representative came over to us in the Senate, and we had a little bit to do with the humbling of Lacy Clay 20 years ago. He's recovered from that and is doing especially well. And the mayor and I have known each other since we were young lawyers running around this region of the state for many, many years. But on behalf of 6 million Missourians, I want to once again thank each and every partner here. These are the days in which there are specific plans for a deliverable future for a challenged area that will succeed. So I thank everybody for their commitment and guarantee. Well, a friend of mine says, how do you make sure something is the right choice? You make it the right choice. And I would just ask everybody here to use these resources smartly, to continue to expand the opportunities here so that the future of this region is brighter than it's ever been. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you very much. I next have the honor to introduce our mayor, Mayor Francis Slay of the city of St. Louis. And it's ironic, this will be the third time in 6 weeks that I've had the opportunity to introduce him in large groups in very important events. I think the thing that I would want to point out about that, and all those events have been in and around neighborhoods and development and people, and what I point out about that is that he's made time for every single one of them. And he's taken the time to be there wholly and present. And I think that's a good descriptor of the way he has served us as mayor. He's been our mayor for since 2001, the first and only 4-time elected mayor in the history of St. Louis. When he leaves us, he will have served 16 years. And I've said this a few times, and he hasn't told me not to say it, so I'll say it again. He served quietly, faithfully, and honorably, and diligently, not always a lot of fanfare, but I can promise you we wouldn't be here without the kind of leadership that he has provided. Mayor?
Thank you, Sandra, and good morning to everyone. Secretary Castro, welcome back to St. Louis. We really appreciate your great leadership and the leadership of President Barack Obama and his entire administration. His vision and your vision and the visions of the entire administration are what really brought us here today. And I'm here joined with a whole lot of people within city government, and I'm not going to mention everybody, but there are some cabinet members that took a lead in this effort. That got April Ford, who is the executive director of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund down row from planning. We have Alana Green from CDA. And I know Otis Williams is here from the St. Louis Economic Development Corporation, and there's a lot of other government and elected officials here as well. I want to recognize Tammika Hubbard for her great leadership. Certainly the governor, Senator McCaskill, Senator Blunt, and others who were involved in helping do the important things to make this work. But the thing that was most important was that there was a big collaboration in our community. Government, businesses, institutions, anchor institutions that really stepped up in a big way to make sure that we put together the local leverage, the local match, so to speak, in a big way to help secure the $30 million grant. That was the big challenge that we had. And so we had a partnership with Urban Strategies, of course, Sandra Moore and Esther Shin, and McCormick Barron Salazar, who are represented here today. Local leaders, residents, stakeholders like our universities, community colleges, housing authority, local HUD office. And I want to thank each and every one of them for pledging resources and energy to help make this become a reality. This includes a very special thanks, and most importantly, to the residents of the Near North Side. We would not be here if it were not for their hard work, involvement, advice, counsel, input. We wouldn't be here without that. That was the most important part of this success. So we've already joined in giving them a big round of applause, but I think they deserve another one. These are really some outstanding individuals, and that's what this is all about. The future of this neighborhood is exciting. Together we have designed a blueprint for strong, innovative transformation plan that invests in housing, neighborhood, people, and opportunity. And the most important component, of course, is people. As a former site of the Pruitt-Igoe housing development just adjacent to us, the Choice neighborhood, the Near North Side can speak to the powerful and lasting effects of broken systems with unique authority, and it remains severely distressed neighborhood, the poorest in our city. We have a lot of work to do, but we have been making strides with the help of our local, state, and federal partners. I am grateful for the support of everyone here in this room, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you to make sure that we use every dollar, every dime, every penny in the most effective and efficient way so that people of the near north side have opportunities that they've dreamed about and opportunities that they've hoped for and opportunities that they deserve. So implementing the Choice Neighborhood Plan means making decisions that will support families living here and businesses that will grow here in the future for the next 50 years and beyond. As Secretary Castro and the partners know that we are very, very proud of your work, and we are going to make you proud of our accomplishments. So I want to thank HUD for creating and implementing the Choice Neighborhood programs. It is representative of the intentionality with which President Obama's administration has approached neighborhood development. Thank you all for your hard work and dedication.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We're just about there. I'm looking over in this corner for a time check to make certain we're doing good. Okay. It's my honor now to bring up our last two speakers, and the next is the Honorable Tammika Hubbard. She's the Alderwoman for the 5th Ward here in the city of St. Louis, where we sit at this moment. She served in that role for about 5 years, having been elected in 2011. I'm going to preempt her just a tiny little bit. I know she will tell you this in her own way, but I've learned, and we've all learned in working with her, that she has been here forever. This is the place of her birth, and this is the place of her heart, and she's demonstrated that in the way that she supported every single effort that got us to this Choice Neighborhood Grant and everything in between. Please welcome Alderwoman Tammika Hubbard.
Thank you so much. I would just like to thank you all for coming out, and I'm just grateful. This has been a long journey. There's been many community meetings, several trips back and forth to D.C., and you know, when you have everybody working together, it's just a testament to what we can achieve. There's been so much devastation in the community that I live in. Like she said, I've been there all my life. My family has been there for 4 generations. My grandmother, who turned 90 last week, she's in the room with us, and I didn't think that she was going to make. She's mad because I told her age, but I didn't think that she was going to make it. But her husband, my grandfather, who was born in 1917, who will bear the name of the Jonas Hubbard Community Center. It's just a testament to how much commitment we've all had to this community, and we couldn't have made these strides without the residents. We have some very vocal, active residents in our community, and with all the hurdles that we've jumped through, it was a blessing for us to get NGA, that's historic for the city, $1.7 billion development, and then for this to come through. I mean, I always say if I don't do anything else, I've served my people well. And I'm just grateful and thankful that we had so many community partners. All of our elected officials from top to bottom stood with us because they know that it's our time in this community. We've suffered for a long time, and my constituents deserve this. And I just hope that we all can continue to work together to do what's in the best for the people of St. Louis, and specifically in the 5th Ward. So thank you again, and I'm always open to doing great things in the community. So hit me up, and I'll definitely move forward with any initiative anyone has to better serve the people. Thank you.
All right, folks, and in this instance, with all due respect to this wonderful podium, this is a huge podium, but I save the best, or we save the best for last. Lucy, would you come up? I want to introduce Lucy Smith. Lucy is our resident leader. There's probably not a meeting that she's missed, and there have been dozens close to hundreds of meetings. Lucy's always there, as pretty and vibrant as she looks today. That's the way she shows up, and she has really, really driven home the importance of people first in these kinds of developments. Lucy's been a resident of the Target Housing Preservation Place for 4 years. However, she spent most of her life, 20 years, in this neighborhood. Please welcome Lucy Smith.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sandy. Good morning, everyone. Secretary Castro, my gratitude right now, or more than words can express to you right now, I am very, very grateful. Thank you. With that, this grant has secured the future of a community that has been neglected for over 20 years. This grant will connect my residents and communities to resources, healthcare services, financial empowerment, and educational programs. This is the beginning of a journey that will not only change the physical structure of Preservation Square, this grant will change the entire St. Louis community. To all my partners, to Urban Strategies, to the mayor, the governor, everybody, I appreciate everything that everyone has done. I am very, very grateful. I am very, very pleased. I do not have enough words to express my gratitude, but to say thank you. Thank you.
So I will end where we started by telling you the goal today was to celebrate, 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 and stay on time. Yeah. Now, there was a point in time when this was a community that was referred to as a resource desert. And one of the challenges was that we never could pull together enough partners to comprehensively move forward. And based on the list that I just read to you, that desert is over. Please join me in thanking all of these partners.
I'm so pleased that we were selected for this $30 million grant. It's an infusion for this neighborhood. It will help collaboration effort and coordination of vital services and redevelopment of this neighborhood, which is long overdue.
What I would like to see is that these dollars are used prudently, that we have a community that is revitalized with housing that's renovated and some new housing. We have a neighborhood that is vibrant with opportunities for good quality of life and better education. We want to measure our progress by real results for people. A better education, better quality of life, more entrepreneurialism, and more jobs.
There are a lot of things that are going to happen. There are 700 affordable housing units that are going to be created. We're going to be having a local community center. There's also going to be opportunities for jobs, job creation. So we do have local partners, we call it anchor institutions, that have come forward and have committed some jobs. We're also going to see some better safety in the area as well. So there's a lot of things that are going to come together to help create not only a better environment for the people that live there, but also better opportunities as well, as the Secretary was talking about.
And it's just a stepping stone. I mean, we have a lot of more work to do. This is just not the only grant I believe we're going to go after. We're going to go after more because this grant is just to serve the people. We are here to serve the people, and that's what it's here for.
So the housing is for really to provide choice for the residents that live here already, as well as new residents. So when we started planning this effort, NGA had not been put in place. So this was really to revitalize and strengthen the core of the neighborhood so that the folks that are currently living here will be able to reap the benefits of economic change and hopefully invite new residents to come in as well.